Hello everyone. Hello everyone, guys. Welcome all of you. कैसे हो आप लोग? Hello काजल मैम. I'm going to join right now.
Hello, sir. How are you?
How are you, ma'am? Finally papers. एक शिफ्ट का तो हो ही गया.
Yes, the first session of JEE is actually done.
Right.
So, any reaction from the students' end?
Right. They are very excited, I guess. They are very excited to know. Majorly, जो जिन लोगों का 29 Feb को, 29 जनवरी को, 30 जनवरी को, 31st को है, they must be very excited कि क्या होने वाला है, क्या आने वाला है.
Definitely. And as per the reaction that I'm getting from the student, the paper was for physics and chemistry. If I'm talking about, it was easy. Maths
Right.
also was somewhere between moderate to difficult. You can put your light on that.
Maths is always difficult for many.
Yes, I can understand.
बाकी chemistry के लिए I got to know that people have done it like within 30 minutes.
That's exactly what happens. That's why I'm saying it is one of the best subjects.
Right. Snail is asking
Less
Ogni
effort,
कैसी थी?
more output, I would say.
Right.
Yes.
Snail is asking Ogni कैसी थी?
Okay, very good. Don't worry, Snail. We'll discuss the questions everywhere. Don't worry. As
Right.
far as I know, inorganic say, as such, guys, there were no questions from the related portion. And whatever questions I came across, they were from POC. Qualitative analysis, a question was there. DNF blocks, a question was there. Overall, the level of the questions, I would say hardly one or two questions, whatever student I have came across, that told me were difficult. Otherwise, the level of the question paper was typically easy, especially for physics and chemistry. That is something I've heard.
One thing like I got to know during since we are getting the update of syllabus ki जैसे for example in maths we are having vector and 3D syllabus reduced. Similarly, chemistry is having the biggest impact. Like your P block, I guess semi reduced, your D and F block. So
Yes.
no, many students were asking ki sir, acha organic will have less number of questions, organic will have less number of questions, or like in terms of maths, vector 3D will have less number of questions.
Correct.
This is was, but I guess paper was equally distributed one more time. Like there was no effect of it.
Correct.
Inorganic is having less syllabus, but I guess equally having the equally portion in paper.
I guess, yes, I agree with you on that
Right.
aspect. Correct. The questions were there, pretty easy, but yes, they have made the distribution to be even between the three portions, I would say. We
So
are
how
still
was
receiving a lot of questions from the students. So as far as the responses coming, I wouldn't say that they haven't given as much weightage to inorganic as we were thinking. So they have distributed the question paper evenly.
right? I
Yes.
saw reactions. Someone saying AGP say question आया था. Yes,
Correct.
definitely. I will check this. Acha, one more thing from mathematics. Many people were having this chaos. Bivogit ki sir tangent normal has been removed, but many times I have said we are having specifically mentioned over there ki there is an intersection of line and a curve, which clearly means we can have a chord, we can have a tangent, we can have a secant, we can have anything. But many people on YouTube or even they got to know from somewhere the tangent chord has been removed. So
Yes.
this was we were circulating in maths lecture कि भैया आप लोग को आ सकता है पढ़ के जाइए, you can have anything, and it has been in the past from JEE side कि no they have post the syllabus in a different format. It just
All right.
you have to analyze in the guidance of the teachers and mentors. See what is the meaning of that particular syllabus.
Definitely, definitely. So the same thing was happening with inorganic this year as well. Although the portion was deleted, but still they do ask you a lot of question by relating it with some other chapters.
Right.
Like if I'm talking about P block, although the entire portion related to compounds is deleted, but the structure of compounds is something that you can easily derive if you know the chemical bonding stuff. So till the time the paper is actually not live with us, we cannot comment. View J is unpredictable. You never know
Exactly.
what they will add, what they will remove. You can't question them. So it's better just to have your preparation up to the mark and let the things float from there.
That's exactly correct.
Yes.
So we are getting some questions.
Let's see. Let's see.
Let's see.
I think a lot of excited people would be there, especially the one who are having their. I don't think they'll be watching the one which are having their exam in the second shift, but at least the people who are having it on 29, they must be holding on to their breath to get an idea how exactly the paper is looking like.
Exactly. I guess it will be repeated. For example, if you are having question in
Exactly
mains
the paper
shift
looking like.
one, then it will be similar in the next other shift. So you can get the advantage of it.
Yes. Tentatively, basically, you people are not the one who are the first time going over there. So you know that what kind of questions you can expect.
Exactly.
Yes. So,
Okay.
so whatever questions that you are receiving, you can start discussing that. Then we'll move to chemistry after that as well, if you have. Let's start with the discussion. People are holding on to their breath. Students are holding on to their breath to actually get an idea about the question.
Guys, please thumbs up in the chat box if you guys are ready with the organic, inorganic,
Yes.
and physical wala part. And
They
make
are
sure you like the video. पूरा जोश high रखेंगे because I would say this is not the end.
This is the
You
beginning.
can take अगर बहुत अच्छा पेपर गया, that's brilliant. You have already nailed it. अब आप आराम से तैयारी कर सकते हो for advance. For example, if you are in the state कि यार बहुत बेकार पेपर गया है, then there is no point of getting demotivated right now. Make sure that you will analyze all your mistakes that you have done in the January session and start preparing for the advance. तो अभी
Right.
बिल्कुल डिमोटिवेट होने का टाइम नहीं है. पेपर जैसा भी गया हो, make sure you boost yourself up. आज relax लो, and from tomorrow or day after tomorrow start your preparation. So
Yes.
and apart from that also, अगर for 27 January mains shift 1 वाले लोग, if you have done with paper, you can also analyze it. Check out every pattern, like what we'll be having on 29th, what we will be having on 30th or 31st or 1st. You can get
Right.
a better idea for April also. So you can take advantage of it.
Yes.
Hello everyone. Guys, those who are joining, make sure you put a hi or hello in the chat box. We are really excited to know how was your paper, how was your experience.
Okay. Yes, we are getting.
Yes.
We are getting a lot of arts, I would say. That's nice. That's nice.
Okay.
Perfect. So, should I start discussing with?
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Let me do one thing. You can share the screen. I guess I have made you the
Yes,
host.
that
So
would
I'm
be great.
stopping from my side. Yeah.
So, guys, I guess let's start with the part that you all were waiting for. So, I'll start with inorganic question that I've came across. Okay, I'll put the question over here. You people definitely can answer at the same time. So, let me share my screen. Just give me a moment. Yes. So the first question that I came across for inorganic, basically it was like, I'll type the question, I'll put the question over here. Which of the following do not exhibit variable oxidation state? This was the question. And I guess the options given were fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and iodine. Now, this was the first question of inorganic that I came across, and you people can get an idea that why do we say inorganic is something with less effort and more output. So you can type your answers in the chat box. You can type your answers. You can send it to me personally as well. Yes. So guys, this question again, 10 seconds and you're in and out. 10 seconds in this question and then you're in and out. Exactly. Correct. So this is something even I would say when we start the 11th grade, then also we'll get an idea about this stuff. Fluorine is the answer. And I know you all know the reason as well. Why do we say fluorine is the one which do not exhibit variable oxidation state? Because of the absence of d orbital. Because of the absence of d orbital. So this is, you can say, related to p block. And which specific topic you can relate it to? In fact, that can also be mentioned over here. That is an anomalous behavior, which was specifically mentioned in JEE syllabus, if you people remember. That was nothing but anomalous behavior. It was specifically mentioned of first element. So I hope you got a taste, right? So this was the first question that I came across for inorganic. Then another question that was there was somewhat related to your sort of basic organic. So there was a question on IUPAC as well, guys. Let me share that question with you. There was a question IUPAC name as well. So this was a compound given somewhat like this. The student who sent me the question didn't actually remember the options as such. So, but this is somehow the thing was right. So, what do you think would be the IUPAC name? Type it in chat box. I'm excited to see that. Type your answer in the chat box, everyone. बहुत डर लग रहा है. That's pretty normal. That's pretty normal. Let's start with this one, guys. Yes, whatever question you are coming across, send it to me. We'll make sure that we are discussing all the questions. Yes, I'm getting some answers. Other people also, guys, respond, please. This is pretty simple. Correct. So this was a typical lowest locant rule that you are talking about. This is the typical lowest locant rule. You will be starting the numbering of this string such that you are giving the lowest numbers to the substituent. And yes, so you'll start numbering from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's it. So it's like at the first position, you are having the two methyl groups attached. So, but you start writing the name in the alphabetical order. So it's like at the third position, I have ethyl as a substituent present. And at the first position, I have the two methyls. These are the two methyl group attached. Correct? So it is like when I write it in alphabetical order, how will I put it down? No. Shubh, don't do this mistake. Follow the lowest locant rule. Follow the lowest locant rule. So basically, what we are having over here, 3 ethyl, 1 dimethyl, cyclohexane. This should be the answer. 3 ethyl, 1 dimethyl, cyclohexane. This should be the answer, right? Perfect. So guys, don't forget the lowest locant rule. Don't forget the lowest locant rule. So I think we have discussed some of the questions of chemistry here. Let's discuss for maths also. So you want, you can take over from here.
Yes.
Let's see some of the maths questions as well. I'll also try to solve along with you.
So first question, guys, we are having from the chapter ellipse, which I guess is, see, I'm a math faculty, I would say it's a very easy chapter. All you need to know is the basics of this chapter, all right? In all your sessions, we have said the same thing, that you guys can have tangent normal chord wala questions. So the very first question which I'm sharing with you all, guys, is a question from ellipse and the chord. So let me write down over here. Okay, so let me read the question. And direct concept based. Let me check it. Just give me a second.
Yes.
Okay, the first question is find the length of the chord, and what we were having is x square plus x square by 25 plus y square by 16 is equals to 1. How many of you have seen this question in paper? The question is, what is the chord length? What is the chord length with given midpoint, with midpoint? This was the question. How many of you have faced this question in paper, guys? Please let me in the chat box. T equal to 0, Snehal Chatterjee, and anyone, Path, Shubh, सारे brilliant बच्चे ही हैं askIItians के.
Yes.
They all
I
are
agree.
So you guys are having the first shift. Yes, very good. So see how simple this is. और अगर आपको याद हो आप लोगों को what we have done, T equal to 0. मैं आपको याद दिला दूं. T equal to 0 is a equation of tangent when the point lie on the curve. Now it doesn't matter whether curve is a circle, is a ellipse, or parabola, or hyperbola, or any other, I would say gola or bola. Doesn't matter. It will be T equal to 0. T equal to 0 is the equation of chord if the point lies outside the curve. Again, it doesn't matter तो ये सिंपल सा कॉन्सेप्ट है. वी आर हैविंग सिंपल कॉन्सेप्ट विच इज ट्रू फॉर ऑल द सेक्शंस. Doesn't matter circle, parabola, hyperbola, or anything else, ellipse. And t equals to s1 is the equation of a chord if midpoint is given. Direct question has been asked. So I would say in mains they have not asked from this chapter, which is tricky. Now what is the point given? 1 comma 2 by 5. 1 comma 2 by. What we need to do first of all? We need to apply t equal to s1 because it is direct. They have directly said what is the chord length. Now to have a chord length, let me draw a figure. If I need, if I need to have chord length, I need to find out the endpoints A and B. And if I need to find out the points A and B, I need to find out the intersection of the line, which is chord, and with the curve. And for that, I need to find out the equation of the line. Make sense? Clear mind map. Clear mind map. If I will repeat again, I want the length of the chord AB. For that, I need the endpoints AB. If I need the point A and B, which is the intersection of line and the curve, for this I need the line because I have the curve. Simple concept. No rocket science, no brilliant question, I would say. वो अभी आना बाकी है आप लोगों के लिए एडवांस के लिए. But as of now, it's a too simple question. Now, what is the equation of t equals to s1? What we have read. What is the meaning of it? It means replace x square with x1. Replace y square with y1. Replace y with y plus y1 by 2 and replace x with x plus x1 by 2. What is x1, y1, guys? That is given over here. So let's put over here all the values. What is the equation of the chord with the given midpoint 1 comma 2 by 5? What I'm going to do? X into x1. What is x1, guys? It's 1 plus upon 25 plus y1. What is y1? y1 is, guys, 2 by 5 upon 16 minus 1. We are bringing this over here. So this is t equal to t. Now this is equals to s is 1. So what we need to do? Put the point over here. So 1 by 25 plus 2 by 5 whole square by 16 minus 1. From here, you will get the equation of the chord. And let's solve further. What we are going to have x by 25. This is the equation of the chord with the given midpoint. If I will solve with this, I will be having y upon 80, not 80, but y upon 40. Okay, you can take your time to solve this one. And minus 1 will be cancelled out with minus 1. This is equals to 1 by 25 plus 2 square is 4. 4 by 16 is 1 by 4 into 5 square, which is 100. So guys, this is what we are going to have as an equation of a chord with the given midpoint. Simple process. Now all I have to do, write it down in the basic format. If you wanted to go ahead, you can multiply with 100, or best you can multiply with 200. Okay, let's multiply this 200 by. I don't like fractions. We never like fraction. Yes or no? We want a complete chocolate. Either give it full or I will write something else. Okay. Same way, we don't like fractions. So we always need to remember we have to remove it. So multiply 2100. So 200. So 200 by 25 is 8. 8x plus 200 by 40, which is 5. 200 by 25 is 8. Plus 200 by 100 is 2. So 10. That's what we are having. 8x now. 8x plus 5y is equal to 10. You can see. Now it's looking much better, and which is definitely, I would say, needed in the mathematics. If you will solve a question like this, you don't want to solve it. You might not want to solve it, but if it's looking good, now we can proceed. Yes or no? जितना अच्छा question दिखेगा, equation दिखेगा, उतना हमारे लिए beneficial है. अब after this, what we need to do? Now we have to take the intersection from here with the curve. X square by 25 plus y square by 16 is equals to 1. Might be. This is the reason why many don't like mathematics. Sir, question कब खत्म होगा? Even Karl is waiting when I will solve my question.
I was able to solve around 3 questions in this time duration.
Yes, exactly. All right. So from here, I will get what is the value. Now it's totally depend upon you whether you want to solve for x or solve for y. So I'll be taking anything. Doesn't matter. So let's take x is equals to 5y minus 10 by 8. So putting it back over here, 5y minus 10 by 8, and we are having 25. Okay, so we are taking the square of it plus. We are about to end the answer. We are not so far now. Okay, we are about to get the points, and when we get the point, we can apply the distance formula. From here, I will take 5 common. So this becomes 5 squared, 25. Y minus 2 whole square divided by 8 square, which is 64, and 25. Plus y square by 16 is equals to 1. Now you can cancel 25 by 25, and you can also cross multiply 64. So what we are going to get, guys, y minus 2 whole square plus y square is equals to, not so, 4y square is equals to 64. That's all. Now I have to get the point. That's all. We have to simplify the quadratic equation. So though quadratic is having one question in the whole paper, but it is having the use. So quadratic is a very important chapter. So opening it, y square plus 4y square, writing directly 5y square. From here, we will have minus 4y plus 4 is equals to 64. Okay. What else? What right now we are having 5y square minus 4y minus 60 is equals to 0. And now rest, what we are left is to get the value of y. So you can apply directly Sridharacharya method or the quadratic formula. Minus times of coefficient of y, which is 4, plus minus of under root 4 square is 16, and minus 4 AC. So minus of minus 60 is 60. 60 into 4, 240. 240 into 5 is 1200. Okay. 1200 plus 16, that's what we need to solve. Upon divide by 10. All right. So from here we have to take the point, and from here we will have get two values of y, which is 12, 16. Now we have to check. Yes. All right. So from here we will get two values of y, y1 and y2, and we will accordingly get two values, x1 and x2. Now, what is the directly answer? So I will be writing it later. As of now, just writing it, x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. Okay, that will be answer. But what is the exact answer I will be giving you? But I would like to welcome also Sumit sir, and you guys continue. Till then, I will give the solution part. Will not take much time from here. It's just calculation, guys. Okay. Apart from this, also let me know in the chat box, everyone, what was your answer so that we can cross verify.
So I guess Sumit sir has also joined us today.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay.
How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you.
Great. So any reactions that you have got from the students
Not
regarding the
yet.
paper? Anything?
No, not
Okay.
yet. Not yet.
Perfect. So as far as I have the discussion with the students, so majorly they were saying physics and chemistry was on the easy side. Math, as usual, moderate to
Was,
difficult.
yeah.
Yes. Perfect. So any suggestions, any tips and tricks that you want to share with the students who are having their test, especially on 29, who are watching us, and in fact the one who has already given the test,
Correct.
and if the test hasn't gone bad, whatever, hasn't gone good or something like that, whatever
R-
things you want to share.
Right. So when we talk about JEE main, so JEE main, as you mentioned, Kajal, that the physics and chemistry are slightly on the easier side, but chemistry is important from the way if we talk about the ranking part. So it's
Exactly.
important that how much do we score, and marks wise cutoff mass is where it plays the important role, because it is slightly on the lengthier side, and that makes it a little difficult to finish off. As
Exactly.
Aditya was also saying, it's taking quite long for him to finish off with the solution. So that is the general trend that has been, and so it's fine. So howsoever the examinations have gone, so you cannot repeat that or reverse it in any way. 29th, you should focus on completion of the paper. First thing is that you should be trying to target of the completion of the paper, with the
Definitely.
inorganic portion of the chemistry portion being reduced, and physics is also on the easier side, that's expected to be. Mass is what I would suggest that you should means, but obviously it's a personal choice that also is there, because since it is lengthier, so once you glance through the questions, it is always better that you give a more time to maths, let's say,
Yes.
so that you are in a position to finish off majority of the question, depending upon which is your core area, whether you like physics more, chemistry more, or maths more. So if you like maths more, ideally you should be sticking to that. If you like physics more, then you should try to finish off physics and chemistry quickly, so that you have around 1 hour, 1 hour 15 minutes at least for completion of the maths, because it's going to be a lengthier paper in general. And that is where, because of silly mistake, because of trying to basically do the things faster, the students lose marks with the
Yes.
negative marking. That is where the students falter. That is what I have found my students to be over the course of the years, and that has been a general trend. So
Correct.
ideally, that is what you should be focusing on. And don't get disheartened if you haven't been able to get through a good paper. So it's always a relative marking scheme, that is never an absolute marking scheme that we have. So
Correct.
the majority of the students would be facing JEE for the first time. So as a result, you just try to do it in a way that just hope that others would have also faced the same paper. So it should not be very, very different. If you have prepared well, you will get through. If not, there are always chances that you have it, and
Correct.
you have other examinations to also walk you through. So that should not be a problem. So don't get disheartened. Just prepare well for the next coming other examination, in case you are sitting for VIT or BITSAT or any other examination that you're sitting through. Just be focused on that. You will get through. That's just what I would like to focus. There's no point in getting disheartened on that part.
And in fact, they have the second attempt also.
Obviously, means even
That's
for
it.
that
Correct.
is a different that is, even if you're, let's say tomorrow, if you are sitting through for any other examination, don't
Exactly.
keep the baggage on, because that's going to only deviate you further from your goal of getting through JEE. And JEE is, please understand, JEE is one stepping stone. It is not the end of the world. So always be focused on the final goal, where exactly you want to reach out to. So that is how you should be focusing on. And all the best for your examination. You can take it further, Kajal. Then, so once you're done, then we can also start off with the answerings.
We have already started, sir.
Yeah, I've
Definitely.
seen
One
that. I've
question
seen that.
from physics, one question from maths, and one question from chemistry has been done.
Yes.
Okay,
All right.
fine.
One second. There was some issue happening from my side. Just give me a moment. Just give.
Sure.
All right. Guys, I want to confirm from you also.
So sorry about that, guys. I hope I'm audible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, perfect. So, guys, as Sumit sir said, it's pretty clear that generally you people should take around 30 to 40 minutes on solving the entire chemistry part. And that is exactly what we are communicating to you when you are doing your regular mocks and all that stuff. Depending on what is your next favorite subject, I personally advise people to start with chemistry because take less time and it would feel like that you are doing good amount of questions. Generally, what I've observed for the past 3 or 4 previous years, people are easily able to do more than 15 questions for chemistry. That is exactly how the pattern is going. So this year also, whatever review I'm getting, people were able to solve, students were able to solve around 20 or more than 20 questions, right? So it's like that would take some kind of a burden off from your mind. Okay, out of 75 questions, I'm able to done 20 questions. And that's a pretty good start for me. After that, it completely depends on you. If you are someone who like maths, perfect. Let's go to maths. If you're someone who are more indulged in physics, let's do that. Perfect. But ideally, yes, your maths should take somewhere around 1 hour to 1 hour 15 minutes. This is the ample amount of time that you should invest. I think, sir, you would agree, Aditya, sir, right?
Yes, even I started with the chemistry, though my chemistry was literally poor. I would say I used to get if I will tell you, I used to get a negative marks 3 months back before the examination. Like if we will recall 10, 15 years back. But still, after managing, reading the books and all in 3 months, even though I started chemistry and scored very good marks. So definitely chemistry will give you the boost. In less
Yes.
number of time, I guess 15 to 20 minutes, I personally have attempted and secured almost 50-60% marks. So definitely, if you are even the lower, or you can if you really love math chemistry, definitely you can boost within 30 minutes 72 marks, 82 marks, 80 marks, roughly. And what I always suggest ki since maths would take more time, so we should always sandwich it between the chemistry and the physics. Or we can start with physics, maths, or chemistry. Since chemistry is taking the less number of time, so even if you will end with chemistry, so what generally happen? After attempting physics and mathematics for 2 hours, we are having a pressure. Here
Correct.
I'm just having 1 hour what to attempt. So even if you're ending with chemistry, I will be doing it the peace of mind. Yeah, in 30 minutes I will be completing it.
Exactly.
So, but anyway, we can go for any strategy what works for us best.
So that is exactly what mocks are for. Try each and every strategy and
Yes.
find out what works best for you, what's in your favor, and then try to give it according to that path. So your last 2-3 marks should be the exact replica of how you'll be doing it in the final exam. So I generally ask students, or I generally tell them to do the mock test exactly in the same time zone, be it in the 9 to 12 shift or 3 to 6, because you need your mind to be active in that time duration during the entire day. Right? Perfect. So, Sumit sir, do you want to discuss some questions from physics, or should we move ahead?
You can just move ahead. I'm just trying to collate the number of questions. Just
Yeah,
move ahead
sure.
if you can.
So, Aditya sir, I'll start
Some
with chemistry.
question. You're
So they are
having some
waiting to have
question.
another look of. Yes, definitely. I'll start with
Okay,
that.
you can.
So they are just waiting to have an idea about the organic. So guys, inorganic, I already gave you a gist about. Now let's start with organic. The questions again was something that we typically do. So one of the question was related to enol content. One of the question that I came across was actually related to the enol content. So there were 4 options given and they were asking which of the following was having the highest enol content. Highest enol content. That is exactly what the question was. And options were given somewhat like this. Let me give you the option. Second option was, I think, this one. Then you have the third option. And then again, this was the option. So guys, waiting for your answer in the chat box quickly. So the question was, which of the following has the highest enol content? And these were the 4 options given to us. Again, I don't think this question should take us more than 30 seconds to answer. You know what are the factors that you need to look at while you're calculating the enol content? So just try to look into those factors. Wherever you see that factor is happening, that is your answer. Yes, I'm checking my WhatsApp also. Those who are sending me the question on WhatsApp. Good, nice, great. So don't worry about it. Perfect. I'm getting the answer from Snehil, Chandana. Waiting for others also, those who are there with us. Those who are sending me the answer personally on WhatsApp, guys, acknowledge, recognize, don't worry. So, yes, the question is pretty simple. When you're talking about enol content, so generally, if I'm talking about the general scenario, in the general situation, we say that our keto form is more stable than enol form. This is what the general trend is. What do we say? That our keto form is more stable than the enol form. Yes, Dinesh, perfect. And why do we say that? Because we know carbon-oxygen bond is stronger. Carbon-oxygen double bond is stronger than carbon-carbon double bond, for sure. But in some of the cases, when you are providing some additional stability by converting it into the enol form, it automatically increases percentage. And what are the conditions that we talk about? Aromaticity, it's like above everything in chemistry. Aromaticity, jahan dikh gaya, that is the only answer for you. Aromaticity is one of the aspects. Then extended conjugation also you talk about. Then the third thing that you talk about is hydrogen bonding, right? So these are the major factors. Whenever you observe these factors happening in your enol form, automatically that takes more preference, right? So I can say this structure over here, yes, would definitely convert this compound into an aromatic one, making C as my correct answer. Again, guys, 30 seconds in and out. That's it. That's the thing required for this question, right? Now, recently, one of the questions that they came across, if you people remember, we were discussing about now that P block is deleted. Do we have the structure of organic? Do we have the structure of oxy acids? But I told you, related to oxy acid, they can definitely ask you the question because you can draw structure based on your basic understanding of chemical bonding. And that is exactly what I observed in one of the questions. That is exactly what I observed in one of the questions. So the question basically was, let's move again to the next question. So the question was somewhat like this. They were asking once again. Oh God, 1 second, guys. Let me share my screen again. 1 second. There was some issue happening with the OneNote. Just give me a moment. Perfect. Yes. So this question that I was talking about, it is somewhat related to the structure of oxyacids, you can say. So it was asking you the number of compounds. So it was an integer type question, guys. This was an integer type question. The number of compounds in which sulfur exists in +4 oxidation state. This was the integer type question that I came across. Options given to me were H2S2O7, H2SO4, SO3, SF4, SOCl2, and I guess one more was there, H2SO3. Yes. So these were the 6 options, and the question was asking us how many compounds are there in which sulfur exists in +4 oxidation state. So now if you observe H2SO4, H2S2O7, H2SO3, these are nothing but the structure of oxyacids of sulfur, right? So guys, again, waiting for your answer. Type in the chat box quickly. Again, you can solve this question within 1 minute easily, I'm saying. Within 1 minute easily. Don't worry, those who are thinking that if this is the level of the question, then we should easily be able to do. Guys, generally, the level do not deviate that much from one shift to another. But that doesn't mean that you start taking the things lightly. No. Focus on your preparation as exactly how you are doing. Don't start learning anything new at this point of time, but make sure that you're revising your concept. Whatever things are left, let it be. But make sure whatever things you know them completely. Like if any question comes from this part, I'll be able to do it. That's it. That should be your mindset at this point of time. So I am not able to receive any answers yet. Guys, are you typing it in the chat box? I'm not able to see anything. Responses, something. People. I'm waiting for the answers. Okay, now I got the answer from Purva. Dinesh. Others? Okay, great. I got 2 answers. Yes, Jani, I also got your answer as well from WhatsApp. Yes. Okay, I got the answer from Naman as well. Great. So this is something, guys, we already know. You can find the oxidation state directly using the oxidation number method. Even if you don't know the structure, that's completely fine. Even if you don't know the structure. Like for example, if I'm talking about this H2S2O7, you can do 2 into +1, that is the oxidation state of sulfur, hydrogen. For sulfur, you can assume it to be as X because there are 2 sulfur, 2X, plus 7 into -2. That would give you 0. So basically, when I solve this part, my answer should be, when I solve it for the value of X, what should X comes out to be? So it would be, you can simply solve this, Anna. 2 plus 2x minus 14 is equals to 0. So basically 2x is equals to 12. X comes out to be plus 6. Perfect. It's not there. Similarly, when you calculate for H2SO4 using the same unitary method that we are aware of, over here it is plus 6, over here it is plus 6. In fact, over here also it is plus 6. SO3 is something like this, no? Sulfur forming the 3 double bond. In SF4, perfect, it is plus 4. You know, it is the 4 fluorine atom with 1 lone pair. Correct? If I'm talking about sulfur, it would be what? 4 fluorine atom, no? Distorted tetrahedral, which you refer it to as distorted tetrahedral. And SOCl2, again plus 4. If you look at the structure, double bond O, Cl, Cl. Again, you have the answer as plus 4. Correct? H2SO3, again we know it is plus 4. So my answer is SF4. Then I have SOCl2. And then I have H2SO3. Again, so my answer is 3. So there are 3 compounds in which the oxidation state of sulfur is plus 4. Correct? That's it. Again, 1 minute, you are in and out of this question. Perfect. Then another question of organic. That was very easy. That was actually very easy. Again, you can do that question within 10 seconds. So based on the classification of organic compound, I would say. The question was based on the classification of organic compound. So the question was basically the compound given below. The question was, there was this compound given. Let me write it down for you. 1 second. The compound given below is what, basically? So this was the compound. 1 second. This was the compound given to me. Basically cyclohexene, you can say. The first option was, okay. You have alicyclic. You have alicyclic. Then the second option was aromatic. Then I think your third option was acyclic. Sorry, not acyclic. Acyclic, and yes, that was correct. And anti-aromatic. Let me rectify the third option for you. Just a second. Yes. So these were the 4 options given to me, guys. The compound given below is option A, alicyclic, option B, aromatic, option C, acyclic, option D, anti-aromatic. Again, 10 seconds in and out of this question. What do you feel is the answer? What do you feel is the answer? So generally, whatever we have observed in the previous years, the question is revolved around the aromaticity. Which of the following is aromatic? That is exactly what the question was. But this time, rather than asking something related to aromaticity, because we know, by looking at the structure, you can definitely see this compound is not aromatic. So they are trying to play with the other part. Just to check your understanding, whether you know what are the other classification of organic compounds other than aromaticity. So that is exactly what the question is asking you. Pretty simple question. Type your answers. I'm waiting for it. Be it in the WhatsApp, be it in the chat box, wherever. Please type it out, guys. Anyone? Perfect. I got the answer from Chandana, Naman. Perfect, perfect. So guys, you can play with the question by eliminating the options as well. I can definitely vouch that this is not aromatic. 4n+2 Huckel rule is not getting followed at all. The hybridization of the compound is not sp2. Again, not possible. Is it acyclic? Doesn't make sense at all. No, it is not acyclic. Reason is, it's a cyclic structure. You can definitely see that. It is aromatic? No, it is not aromatic. It is anti-aromatic? No, it is not anti-aromatic. Why? Again, 4n+ rule is not getting followed over here. So I am left with only alicyclic as the option. If the option would be non-aromatic as well, I would pick that option. Since they are giving me specifically alicyclic, so I type that option. Alicyclic, we know it's a cyclic compound which is not fulfilling the condition for aromaticity, which is not fulfilling the condition for anti-aromaticity. So it is a non-aromatic compound. Since the non-aromatic compound option was not actually given to us, so yes, this compound also comes under the category of alicyclic, correct? So these were just a gist of the questions that are coming, guys. You can easily understand. That is why we say chemistry is something in and out in 30 to 40 minutes max. Less efforts, more output. That is exactly what we have. Let's move again to either maths or physics, whosoever is ready. Then we'll come back to chemistry after a point of time.
Aditya, can you start? After that, I'll take it over.
Definitely.
Okay, so one question which has came, let me share over here. It was from a topic again, you guys were having a discussion ki AGP has been removed. So again, see, they have said arithmetic and geometric progression both will be asked to you. Now it's their choice whether they want to do the mixture of them or not. So just because they are not writing AGP does not mean that it will not be asked. Okay, if arithmetic progression is mentioned syllabus, geometric progression is mentioned syllabus, they can do anything by using both of them. So one question which I'm going to share right now with you all. This is 8 is equals to, here. 8 is equals to 3 plus p by 4, 3 plus 2p by 4 square. And guys, 3 plus 3p upon 4 cube, and we are having this till infinite number of terms. Now what we will do? First of all, we will segregate it, break it. How we will break it? If you can see, it's 3 upon 4 power 0 plus 3 upon 4. Every term is having this 3 upon 4 square. So I'm segregating it 3 upon 4 square plus 3 upon 4 cube and so on till infinite number of terms. Let's call this portion as equals to S. And let's call T is equals to, from here we will take, it's P by 4 plus 2p by 4 square plus 3p by 4 cube and so on, and we are having this till infinite number of terms. So you have to break it, and we have solved similar kind of question in the lectures also. So you can solve the first one. S is very easy, it's directly formula based. So whenever we are having infinite number of terms in a geometric progression, and if your common ratio, if you will check from here, common ratio of the geometric progression S is equals to 3 by 4 upon 1, right? Sorry, 3 by 1 upon 3, it is equals to 1 by 4. So we are having common ratio as 1 by 4. So what is the answer? S is equals to first term divided by 1 upon 1 minus R. What is R? R is 1 by 4. Solving from here, you will be having 3 upon 3 by 4. And from here, we will get the answer as 4. I hope it's clear to everyone. So this is the sum of this whole part. Now let's figure out the summation for T. Now what we have to do in the case of T, we have to multiply the common, this is AGP basically, okay? We have to multiply the common ratio. If you can observe, every time we are multiplying 1 by 4, the power on 4 is getting increased. And the numerator is P, 2P, 3P, 4P, 5P, which is a arithmetic progression, means numbers are increasing by getting addition of a constant part. All right, so I'm going to multiply by common ratio, which is equal to T by 4. And if you will do so, you will be having P by 4 into 1 by 4 is P upon 4 square plus 2P upon 4 cube plus 3P upon 4 power 4 and so on, so on, so on. Now, all you have to do is subtract both of them, but not directly, by shifting the first term. So, T minus T by 4. If I will write down over here, okay, how you will do it? T is equals to, okay, let me write it one more time over here. So basically you are having T is equals to P by 4 plus 2P by 4 square plus 3P by 4 cube and till infinite. All you have to do, multiply it by 1 by 4, which is the common ratio, and multiplying it in the right hand side part, but shifting it. So we will be having P upon 4 square plus 2P upon 4 cube and so on. And now subtract both of them. So T minus T by 4 is 3T by 4. Okay, T by 4 minus nothing is P by 4. 2P by 4 square minus P by 4 square, it's like 2A minus A is equals to A. What is A over here? P by 4 square. 3P by 4 cube upon 2P by 4 cubes. If you will subtract them, you will be having P by 4 cube. And then you will be having addition of infinite terms which are in geometric progression. From here, we're getting the answer. So again, apply it. What is the common ratio? If you will see, common ratio is equals to 1 by 4. All right, all you have to do, apply the formula. What is the formula of infinite, sum of infinite terms? It's A upon 1 minus R. What is the first term over here? A, which is P by 4. Divided by, what is the common ratio? 1 by 4. So 1 minus 1 by 4. If you will do so, you will be having this equals to P upon 3 after calculating it. Now cross multiply from here, you will be having T is equals to 4P by 9 after cross multiply. Let me know in the chat box, guys, how many of you have solved this question, and also let me know whether you have done this question correctly or not in the chat box. And yeah, let me check what was your answer, and then we cross verify. Everyone in the chat box, make sure that you are present over here, and make sure to also show your love through a good comment and how was your experience of this JEE mains first shift, and definitely with a like button. Let me check what was your answer. Hold on. Okay. Everyone. Naman, Chandana, Dinesh, everyone. Okay. You guys are having ideas. Answer is 3. Let's check. T is 4p/9. And if we will go back in the question, what we were having? We were having 8 is equals to S plus T, where S came out as, if you will check again, S was 4. And from here, if you will check, we have calculated T as 4p/9. If I will write it down over here, and if you will solve further from here, 8 minus 4 is equals to 4p/9. Cancel it, you will have p equals to 3. Sorry, p equals to 9. As you can check from here one more time. So make sure that you guys are not doing any kind of calculation mistake. So answer would be 9. Here we are having t minus 3t by 4 as 3t by 4. That's why we are generating 4p/9. Anyone who have answered 9? Anyone over here who have answered 9? Let me know, guys. इसके बाद we will be going for the next question. अगले question की तरफ बढ़ेंगे. All right. You can let me know how many of you have done this question correctly. Now moving to the next question, which is related to circle. Okay. Yes, over here. Okay, what was the question? 4 points on the circle. Question was 4 points on the circle was given. 4 points on the circle was given. If you have attempted this question, let me know. 4 points on a circle are 0, 1. Other point was 1, 0. Other point was 0, 0. Next point was 2k, 3k. Now, what most of you have done it after looking at question or thinking how to solve it. But what one mistake you all have done, not starting with a diagram. See, always we have said, in case if you are if nothing is getting clicked or vertices are given, draw a diagram. This can clear your doubts also, like how you will start this question. So if I will mark 0, 0, 1, 0 and all this, you will see 0, 0 is over here. 0, 1 is over here. And 1, 0 is over here. Let's call it A, B, and C. So let's call it A, B, and C. And circle is passing through all these 3 points. Though there is one more point that we have to figure out. But very interesting conclusion from here, that if you will connect them, basically what we are having are diameter. Why we can say this is diameter? Because if 2 points on the circle subtends 90° at the circumference, definitely the line joining those 2 points on the circle will be our diameter. Right, everyone? This is how you have started, guys. If not, this will be helpful for you. Now we are having this is 0, 1. This is we are having as 1, 0. Now, since this is diameter, I can directly say this is equals to 1/2, 1/2 by using midpoint theorem. 0 plus 1/2, 1 plus 0/2. Section formula, because the center of the circle divides the diameter in 1:1. All right. Now what they are saying that if we are having another point 2k, 3k. If we are having another point 2k, 3k, how we would solve? There are 2 ways, but we will go with a basic approach. What is a basic approach? Calculate the distance between these 2 points. Let's call it D and let's call it A. So we can say OA is equals to OD. If you will just go for this, you will get the answer. If OA is equal to OD, why? Because they are radius. If I will take the square, even they will be equal because R square is equals to R square. So what is the formula, distance formula? 0 minus 1/2 whole square plus, this is OA square, is 1 minus 1/2 whole square. All right. This is what we are having. Okay. Now, is equals to, what is OD square? OD square we will check, which is 2k minus 1/2 whole square plus 3k minus 1/2 whole square. Trust me, guys, if you would have read your circle chapter in grade 9th and grade 10, I'm not asking about JEE, chodo usko bhi. even if you have gone through your grade 9 or grade 10 mathematics, you would have solved this question. So, no, you are having a perception in your head, maths is difficult. If you are having it, let's clear it, because if you know the basics, you can solve most of the questions from your mains part. All right. Now, we are having this. Go for it. You will get the answer. 0 minus 1 by 2 is 1 by 0 minus 1 by 2 square is 1 by 4. 1 minus 1 by 2 is 1 by 2. 1 by 2 square is 1 by 4. Now you can open it. Then you will be having quadratic. Then you will be having point on the circle, right? So let's open it. What we will be having? 4k square plus 1 by 4. And then we'll be having minus 2k. That's what we are going to have. Okay. 2 into 2k into minus 1 by 2 is minus 2. Similarly, we will have it from here. 3k whole square is 9k square. Minus 1 by 2 whole square is 1 by 4. And we'll be having minus 3k. From here, we can cancel 1 by 4 and 1 by 4. All right. And after this, what we are having is 13k square plus 5k is equal to 0. You can take k common from here. You will be having 13k minus 5 equals to 0. Now, k will be either equal to 0 or k will be either equal to 5 by 13. Now, if k will be equal to 0, what was the point? 2k comma 3k. This will give you 0 comma 0, which means it is already given. So we will not answer this. What we're having is 2 into 5 by 13. Point will be 10 by 13 and another point will be 15 by 13. Simple. That's what we were having in the paper. Okay, this question was from circle. So I hope it is clear, and you also let me know in the chat box that you have given the correct answer if you have attempted this problem or not. We will be having the next question on the screen. This question will be from your sequence and series. So every year we are having, from the last 2-3 years, we can say that we are having two questions in sequence series. All right, one question we have done, one question they have asked you from AGP. Now, let's go for the next question. Hold on. This one. So what we have to find it common. Again, repeated question. This is repeated question. If you would have solved past year questions, you can see that we have solved these kind of problems. So question is 4, 9, 14, 19, and up to 25 terms. Up to 25 terms. That's what we are having. And let me know anyone who have attempted this question or not. 3, 9, 15, 21. Up to 37 terms. What is a key strategy in these kind of questions? You have to take LCM of the common difference. That's all. LCM of the common difference. Okay. Apart from this, we have to check the first common term. So this is 9. This is also 9. So the question is, what is the number of common terms in two series? They're asking number of common terms. Okay. Now, how we will solve these kind of questions? First of all, we'll figure out what is the common term. Common term is 9, both of them. And then we'll figure out the difference. They both are arithmetic progression, though we have to find out the difference, which is LCM of their individual common difference. So if you check, it's 5 from here. If you check, it's 6 from here. What is the LCM of 5 and 6, guys? It is going to be 30. Okay. Now you have got a series. So 9, 39, 69, 99, and so on. I have to check where it would end. So I would go back and check what is the last term in this sequence, in this arithmetic progression. So over here, what is the first term? 4. What is the last term we are having? So we are having 25 terms. So last term will be 25 minus 1, 24. Multiply, common difference is 5. From here, we are going to have 124 is the last term. Okay, this is very important us to know. From here, similarly, the first term is 3. So last term will be 37. So 37 minus 1, 36. Into, what is the common difference? It's 6. 36 into 6, guys, it is 216 plus 3 is 219. So obviously where my common term would stop before 124 or at 124. All right. So I can add 30 more, but if you add 30 more, it will reach 129, which is out of the domain part or the interval part of the first sequence, full arithmetic progression. So how many common terms we are having? Total 4. 4 terms we are having. So guys, we have done till now some 4 questions from maths. Sumit sir, you want to proceed with physics part now?
Yes, I would like to proceed
Okay.
with physics.
All right, guys.
So I'll share my screen.
Just a moment.
Okay, so let's start off with physics. So let's start with the first question here. So the first question here, a particle of mass 1000 kilogram, if moving with a speed of 6 meters per second, collides with another particle of 200 kilogram at rest and sticks to it. So in this particular case, basically we have to apply the conservation of momentum. It's a pretty straightforward question. So originally you have 1000. Let me change the color of the pen. So 1000 multiplied with 6. The other mass is at rest. So 200 times 0. They're sticking together. So if we assume that the total final speed is, let's say, v, so the final mass will be 1000 plus 200 times the final speed is v. So what will we get? So this will be 6000, which will be equals to 1200 times v. The final speed v is going to be equals to 6000 upon 1200. So that will be equals to 5 meters per second. So the final velocity of both the particles, because they're sticking together and moving, is going to be straightforward, this one. So it's a very straightforward question, very, very easy question. I presume that all of you would have got the result in this. Moving on to the next question. The question says, if the electron revolving in the third Bohr's orbit of hydrogen species has radius r, then what will be its radius in the fourth orbit? Now, in this case, if we try to understand it, what is the formula that we have? The radius of a particular electron that it
This
has
is
to
something
follow.
that I can also do. This is the same thing that we teach in chemistry also.
Correct. It is the same thing, effectively.
Correct.
So, okay.
Nice.
So you would like to do it, Kajal, or you want me to do it?
No, definitely you can do that. I was just excited that I was able to do one of the questions of
Yeah, because the topic is the same, effectively.
Exactly, right.
Okay, so this basically follows a very simple relation in square over z times point of 0.529 angstrom. Now, in the case of hydrogen, the value of z will be equals to 1. When we are talking about the third Bohr orbit, so n will be equals to 3. So the value of r, because the radius is given as r, so in that case, so this is going to be 3 square times 0.529. So this will be the value of r. Now, if we talk about, so let's differentiate it and put 3 here. If we talk about for the fourth orbit, so what's going to be it? It's going to be equals to 4 square times 0.529. So from here, if we try to compare it, what can we say? We can just figure out that 0.529 will be equals to R3 over 9 or 3 square. So therefore, this can be written as 4 square upon 3 square times the radius R. So which is nothing but 16 over 9 times R. So the answer for this is going to be the option 16 over 9 R. So as you see here, it's not even going to take you a minute to solve this. So that's the reason, like we discussed some time back, it's always strategic that you give the least amount of time to physics and chemistry so that you have ample amount of time to do the difficult questions of physics and to give more time to mathematics, which has more lengthier questions. Like Kajal ma'am was also saying that it is hardly going to take you 30 seconds to solve these questions. These are very straightforward questions that we have. Okay, now this is the same thing like we did earlier. Same question. So effectively you have 1000 kilogram moving with 6 meter per second and you have 200 kilogram mass that gets added up. So as a result, again by conservation of momentum, so we'll have 1000 into 6 plus 200 times 0 will be equals to 1200, because the total mass 1000 and 200 will get added up, times the velocity, final velocity. So final velocity therefore will be equals to 6000 plus 200, 2000 times 0 divided by 1200 will effectively give you 5 meters per second. That is the first option. Okay, let's move on. So far, I hope it is clear. You must have got the correct answers. Moving on to the next one. It says a wire of length L of a resistance R is cut into 5 equal parts, and those parts are connected in parallel, then the equivalent resistance. So let's try to do it this way. So this has a total length L. Assuming that it has a uniform area of cross section and it has a specific resistance rho, we know that resistance is equals to rho L over A. Area of cross section is not changing, right? So the resistance is therefore going to be directly proportional to length. Now, if I break it up, if I say that I break it up into 5 parts, these are not equal, but assuming that they are equal parts, so each part will have a resistance, let's say R1. So this has resistance R1, this has resistance R1, and so on. Each resistance, therefore, is going to be, because the length is becoming 1/5, so the resistance will also become 1/5, right? So if the total resistance is R, the resistance of each of these parts is going to become 1/5 of the total. Now what's happening is that you have to connect them in parallel. So if we connect these resistances in parallel, so let's say this is R1, again, this is R1, again, so on, we are going to connect all of these resistances in parallel. In parallel, we know that the potential difference remains same, and therefore the current gets added up. Because of this, if you want to find out the net resistance, so 1 by R net will be equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R1 plus 1 over R1, 1 over R1, and 1 over R1. So what does that mean? So these are 5 upon R1. And R1 is what? This is going to be R upon 5. So what we get? 5 upon R by 5. So that becomes 25 upon R. And therefore, the net resistance becomes R upon 25. That's it. We are done. So this is how we have to do it. So the answer is the fourth option. Hopefully you got these results. Anybody who is getting a different answer, please let us know. If you are getting something, if you are getting the same thing, that's really good. Please let us know in the chat box. If you are getting something else, you can let us know on WhatsApp. You can let us know in the chat box if you are getting something else. Okay. Kajal, would you like to take it further? In the meantime, I'll just put.
So guys, we have done some of the questions of physical. We have done some of the questions of inorganic. Now the thing that you people were waiting for, organic. So those who are not active, quickly get back. We are starting with discussing the organic questions. Everyone, your favorite and the least favorite, whatever you want to say. But again, the questions were what we expected them to be like. If I remember, the question is based on acidity. The question is based on basicity. All these questions were there. So again, let me remind you people, those who haven't joined yet or those who have just joined, guys, last discussion was a bit about physical and inorganic. Now we'll be focusing on discussing the organic part. All right, let me just remind you as well. Those who are watching, those who are just joined, guys, buckle up. We are discussing the organic questions now. So the first question that we came across was, as expected, which of the following is most acidic This was the question. So there were 4 options given to us. Based on the options, let me share that with you. And I want your answers to be there in the chat box. I want a lot of activity in the chat box, guys. Those who have given the answer, those who have given the test already, and those who will be giving it, all of you should be active. So the first option was, you can say butanol. The second option given to us was 4-nitrophenol, or you can say para-nitrophenol. Third option that was given to us is para-methoxyphenol. 1 second. And I think the last option was, you can say 2,4-dinitrophenol. Yes. Waiting for your answers in the chat box before we discuss. Quickly, everyone. Yes. People, again, this question should not take you more than 40 to 50 seconds. Because you know the basic concepts, how to find the acidity, how to find the basicity. Just apply that. That's it. You'll get your answer. You will get your answer. All right, good. I'm getting some answers. Shanana gave me, Purva gave me, Samita gave me. Nice, nice, nice. Great. So guys, we know the golden rule of acidity. Acidity is directly proportional to the presence of electron withdrawing group, inversely proportional to the presence of electron donating group. So in all the options, I just have to check. And so it's like I'm given 3 phenol and I'm given 1 alcohol. If you want to comment, we can easily say for acidity, phenol any day is more acidic than alcohol. And reason is also something that is known to us because the phenoxide ion is resonance stabilized. Phenoxide ion is resonance stabilized. Now, once you have added an electron withdrawing group onto the phenol, perfect. You have increased the basicity a lot. So more the electron withdrawing group, more will be the acidity. Sorry, I said basicity, my bad. So more you keep on adding the electron withdrawing group, more you will be increasing the acidity. So in all the options, I can check. This is, so the first option is alcohol. Definitely, I can eliminate that. In the third option, I know this OMe is a plus M group and a minus I group, but we know plus M is a dominating group, because of which my acidity should decrease. Definitely. In the second option, you have NO2 group, perfect, which is a minus I group as well as minus M group, and both of these effect would increase my acidity. That is also something we know. But interestingly, in the D option, you have the electron withdrawing group at both of these positions. And in both of these positions, it would exert both minus I as well as minus M effect. And that is exactly what we want for basicity, sorry, acidity to be there, my bad. Yes. So your correct answer is option D. Perfect. Now, why I was getting back-to-back basicity, because the next question is actually based on basicity that we are going to discuss. So guys, maybe it is different sets, because I highly doubt that they'll be asking both the question of acidity and basicity, but it is a possibility as well. So the next question was, select the strongest Bronsted base. The strongest Bronsted base. And the option given to us were, so the first option was this. Then second option was aniline, I would say. Benzene with NH2. Then you had your third option as this. And then our last option was, yeah, you can say somewhat like this one. Yes. So guys, waiting for your answers in the chat box before we start discussing it. Select the strongest Bronsted base, and we have the 4 options. We know the definition. Don't get confused what exactly is Bronsted base. It's the same thing because we know Bronsted base is something which has a tendency to what? According to Bronsted-Lowry theory, what do we say? Acids are proton donor and base are proton acceptor. Base are proton acceptor. So in short, when they are accepting the proton, they are basically donating their H plus to proton, no? Sorry, donating their electron to H plus, isn't it? So don't get confused with the language of the question. It is a simple question based on basicity. Yes. So I'm waiting for the answers, everyone. Quickly, quickly. Waiting for your answers. So guys, there was a very simple funda that we tried when we were trying to calculate the basicity. So what do we say? Basicity is inversely proportional to the stability of molecule. You can say simply. Why do we say that? Simple fact, because we know stability and reactivity are inversely proportional to each other. So if a molecule is already stable, then why does it want to react? Correct? So that is exactly the same principle I'll apply over here. Or delocalization concept, you can say. If I talk about the first option, the lone pair of nitrogen would be delocalized on the left hand side as well as on the right hand side. Similarly, in option B also, it would be delocalized into the benzene. In option C, this delocalization definitely would be there because that is what will help making this molecule aromatic. So in all the first three options, I am observing that there is a delocalization. So that means you will have less electron density on nitrogen. So when the electron density is less, how come my basicity would be more? Because we also say that basicity is something which is directly proportional to electron density. More the electron density present on a base, more will be its tendency to donate. So I got my answer as option D because there's no delocalization happening. So it would be easy for the nitrogen to donate its electron pair. That's it. As simple. Right? So these were the direct questions based on acidity and basicity. Now coming across to the next one, that is alcohols, ether and phenol. Again, the question was based on the typical concept. Lucas reagent, I would say. The question was ethanol. Let me write down the question for you. Shows turbidity with Lucas reagent. Ethanol shows turbidity with Lucas reagent. Options were immediately, then let's say after 5 to 7 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes, then it was after somewhat like only, or let's say only heating, on heating, and then your D option was after somewhat around 10 to 15 minutes. Yes. So what would be our answer for this question? Again, simple question of organic, I would say, of alcohol, ether, and phenol. I would say AEP chapter. So what do you feel would be the answer, guys? What do you feel would be the answer? Perfect. Yes, Chandana. Good, good, good. Tanishka also. Nice. I got your answers, guys. Yes. Waiting for it. Others? I'm looking at the chat box. I'm continuously waiting for your answers. Got the answer from Samita as well. Nice, nice. Guys, like and comment, like and comment. It would boost our morale if you people like and comment on the videos. That would be great because we keep on coming back with other shift discussion as well. All right. So if you are talking about ethanol, you know, it's a 1-degree alcohol. The carbocation formed with 1-degree alcohol definitely is not going to be that much stable. Correct? We somewhat talk about unstable carbocation formation over here. So this Lucas test, if you people remember, this what exactly is this Lucas reagent? Let me refresh your memory. Although I know you people knew that. So it is a mixture of concentrated HCl and ZnCl2. Thank you so much for your likes and hearts, guys. Thank you. Concentrated HCl and ZnCl2 is what it is. Correct. And you know the principle behind it. So this whole reaction, the rate of this reaction is depending on the stability of carbocation. The rate of this reaction is depending on the stability of carbocation. And because of this reason only we say the rate would be 1 degree alcohol, would be less than 2 degree alcohol, would be less than 3 degree alcohol. And what do you observe? In 3 degree alcohol, you observe immediate turbidity. That is correct. With 2 degree alcohol, the turbidity is appearing after somewhere around 5 to 7 minutes, we say. And yes, it is with 1 degree alcohol, turbidity would appear only on heating. Turbidity will appear only on heating. So my option should be option C. That's it, correct. Now, a lot of you are asking me what kind of questions are coming from biomolecules. Guys, typical questions, theory-based questions. Like, let me give you a gist. Sorry about that. So this was a typical question that I came across from biomolecules. Dinucleotides are formed by. One second, just a second. Yes. So the question was dinucleotides are formed by, and the options given to me were somewhat like amide linkage. That was a first option. Then the second option was glycosidic linkage. Third option was phosphodiester linkage. And then the last option was peptide linkage. So, yes. What do we feel is the answer? Pretty simple question, guys. Pretty simple. Based on the structure. Pretty simple question. Dinucleotides are formed by. Perfect, perfect. Getting the answers in the chat box. Good to know that. Good to know that. Nice, nice, nice. Correct, correct, correct. So it is a typical phosphodiester linkage, right? Which is responsible for bonding the two sugars of a nucleic acid, or you can say, which is responsible for binding the two nucleic acid together. When they are talking about dinucleotide, that is correct. We know that it is two nucleotides that you're talking about. And how exactly the nucleotides are joined with each other? With the help of phosphodiester linkage. That is correct. With the help of phosphodiester linkage. Perfect. So I've got our answer as option C. Typical question of biomolecules based on the structure. Something we were already expecting. So in the next shift, rather than asking you the type of linkage between dinucleotide, they may ask you the type of linkage between amino acid. They may ask you the type of linkage between carbohydrates. We know the answer for all the categories, right? So these are the same kind of question we can also expect in other shifts. The level of difficulty may not vary that much, but with the help of these questions, you can get a gist that what are the topics. Now you have to revise. Simple. The question was very easy, I would say. So this is somewhat one of the ways, or you can say these were the gist of some of the questions that came from organic. Now, Aditya sir, do you want to take over for math?
Sure, ma'am. Thanks so much.
Sure.
All right, guys. Okay, guys, we'll be taking some questions from calculus portion from where you guys are having mixed feelings. So I wanted to know before we start solving questions, how was your reaction to the questions of calculus? Like they were pretty difficult according to you, or how many of you have them solved very easily? What was your reaction? Let me know in the comment box. I wanted to know from you what was your performance on this calculus portion. Yes, Purva, Navandita, Tanishka, Chandana, Samitha, everyone over here. Let me know how do you rate yourself, or not rate yourself exactly, but how do you feel? What like the question which you have come across? Was super difficult or super easy or what? We are taking the very first question. And also let me know whether you have solved this question or not. Integration of dx divided by root of 3 plus x. Yeah. Plus root of 1 minus 1 plus x. Okay. And it is having something equals to a plus b root 2 plus c root 3. All right. Okay. All right, from here. Now the question is what we are having in the denominator is a linear and we are having irrational terms. So very first thought that we must have is let's rationalize it. And we haven't, no, we cannot deal directly addition of two irrational terms. Whenever we are having this addition or subtraction of two irrational terms, it's a clear-cut indication that we have to go for process of rationalization. So first thing that we will do is rationalization. So I'm going to multiply root of 3 plus x minus root of 1 plus x divided by root of 3 plus x plus root of 1 plus x multiply root of 3 plus x minus root of 1 minus x. I repeat again, whenever we will be having a situation where two irrational terms are getting added or subtracted in the denominator, it's an indication that we have to do this question by doing rationalization. So that's what we have done. If you will do so, your denominator is basically a plus b into a minus b form, which is a square minus b square. So what we are having is root of 3 plus x minus root of 1 plus x divided by a square. What is a square? 3 plus x minus b square. It's 1 plus x. If you will solve it further, this would be equals to denominator is 1 by 2. 3 minus 1 is 2. X minus x is 0. So 2 plus 0 is 2. We will take 1 by 2 common outside. Under root of 3 plus x minus root of 1 plus x dx. All right. Now, this is, I would say, same level of question you guys have solved from CBSE. If you have done your NCERT textbook, this question must be very easy for you. There are a lot of questions in CBSE textbook. So I would say from here, it's a cakewalk. And how we will do when we are having root of linear? There are two ways, directly solve it. Or if you want, you can assume this is t. So if you will assume x plus 3 is equals to t, and something we assume in mathematics, we have to differentiate it, differentiate both the sides, we will be having dx is equals to dt, right? That's what we are going to do. And if I will just solve this first part, we will be having integration of root 3 plus x dx will be equals to integration of root of t dt, or we can write down integration of t to the power 1 by 2 dt. I have assumed 3 plus x or x plus 3 is t. So that's why I say either you do it directly, or if you want to go with the process, proper process, this is how you will do. Now, what is the formula? X power n dx integration is x to the power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 plus c. That's what we are doing. But over here, this will be equals to 1 plus 1 by 2 is 3 by 2. Ultimately, we'll be having 2 by 3 times of t to the power 3 by 2. That's what we are having, okay? Now, one more thing that we are having in this question is it is having 0 to 1 limit, okay? That we will apply later. So if we are applying it, there is no need of writing down this portion. Now, what is the second one? Second one is exactly same. It's just in place of x plus 3, write down x plus 1. So I'm writing the final answer. My answer would be like this. 1 by 2 is already outside. And integration part gives you 2 by 3 t to the power. What is t in this case? It's x plus 3 to the power 3 by 2 minus 2 by 3 integration of x plus 1 whole to the power 3 by 2. Anyone is having confusion? Let me know in the chat box. Any problem, any query in this portion till here? Super easy question. Now after this, you can take 2 by 3 common. If you will take 2 by 3 common, we will be having 1 by 2 into 2 by 3. And there's a limit over here, 0 to 1. Okay. This will be equals to, now putting the limit, putting the upper limit. Upper limit is 1 plus 3, 4. to the power 3 by 2 minus putting the lower limit in this case 0 power 3 by 2. All right. Now minus sign. We have taken 2 by 3 already common outside. So putting 1 over here. 1 plus 1 is 2 to the power 3 by 2 minus 0 plus 1. I have done some mistake. Yeah, it's 3 power 1 by 2. Okay, why is it so? Because 0 plus 3 is 3. Similarly, 0 plus 1 is 1. So 1 power 3 by 2. That's what we are going to have. And this will be our answer. But if you will cross verify, you are having your answer in the form of a plus b root 2 plus c root 3. And the question mainly was a plus b plus c. Okay, that's what you are having. So a plus b root 2 and c root 3. If you will solve this, you will be having 1 by 3. Now we have to finalize this. What exactly is 4 to the power 3 by 2? You can write it down as 4 power 1 by 2 to the power cube. 4 power 1 by 2 is 2, 2 cube is 8. Similarly, you can write down what is 3 to the power 1 by 2. So it's 3 power 3 by 2, 3 power 1 by 2, 3, which is equal to 3 root 3 minus 3 root 3. Okay. Rest, similar way, this will be minus 2 root 2. Similarly, this way, minus or minus 1 is plus 4. All right. 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 by 3 is equal to 3, which is the value of A. Next is B root 2. Let's solve for B root 2. Now, root 2 portion is this. So from here, we can say it's minus 2 by 3 of root 2. Hence, we can say B is equal to 3. B equals to minus 2 by 3. Similarly, minus 1 by 3 into 3, 1 by 3, minus 3 root 3 by 1 by 3 is minus root 3. So from here, we can say C is equals to minus 1. Now, what they're asking is A plus B plus C. A plus B plus C, guys, 3 minus 2 by 3 minus 1. We will be having this equals to 3 into 3, 9, 9 minus 7, 7 by 3 minus 1 is equals to 4 by 3. How many of you were having the same answer for this question? If we have attempted, but if you just look out the process, you will understand to clear this examination, guys, all you have to do, attempt your lectures with full-on focus. You will see a lot of question has been discussed in the lectures also. Same kind of format you will be having. So that's what all you need. Okay. So let's move on to the next question. And you can also share with me your answer, what answer you are having. Moving to the next question now. So one more question I want to take from this calculus question, which is f of x is equals to x cube plus x square plus f dash 1 plus x f double dash 2 plus f triple dash 3. What is the meaning of double differentiation, triple differentiation, third order differentiation? Okay. This is what we are having. Over here, see what you guys can do. Differentiate it. And after differentiation, you can get the value of f dash 1. So just to simplify this question, I'm writing this as fx is equals to x cube plus x square a. Writing this as a plus x into b, writing this as b. And this is constant because we know it's a derivative, but at some certain point. So it's a constant. Just we have to figure out what is the value of ABC. And accordingly, we have to answer what is f dash 10. All right. Now, if I will differentiate it, and after differentiating, f dash x is equals to 3x square plus 2xa plus b. And after differentiating, put x is equals to, from here, if I will put x equals to 1, I will get this as f dash 1, which is a, is equals to 3 into 1 square is 3, plus 2 into 1 into a is 2a, plus b. From here, you will get a relation. What relation we are going to have? That minus a, or we can say, if I will write down directly from here, a is equals to minus b and minus 3. It's a first victory for us in the question that we have got. We are able to connect A, B, and we will be able to connect C also. Now, if I will redifferentiate this one, what I'm going to have is f double dash x is equal to 6x plus 2a. All right. And now again, I am going to put the value f. I wanted to have f double dash 2, which is b. So put over here x equals to 2. And you will be having f double dash 2 is equal to 6 into 2, 12 plus 2a. And now f double dash 2, guys, we already know it's b. It's b. So we are having a relation between a and b. If I will substitute equation 1 and equation 2, I can get the value of a and b. So doing so, we'll be having b is equals to 12 and minus, sorry, 2 times of this one. So minus 2b and minus 6. Right? Cross multiply, you will have 3b is equals to 6. And from here, we are going to have b is equals to 2. Let me cross verify. B is equals to 12. Yeah, minus 12, minus 15. Yeah, correct. B equals to 2 that we are having. Now putting it back over here. If we will put b equal to 2 over here, minus 2, minus 3 came out as 5. So a equals to minus 5. We are this. So simple. See, differentiate this one. See, I'm not doing extraordinary, just basic differentiation. They were having f dash 1, f dash 2, f dash 3. So I thought of let's calculate f dash 1, f dash 2, f dash 3. There is no point of thinking anything else. Calculate it. Variable differentiated, you will have f triple dash x is equal to 6, which is independent of any value of x. Hence, I can say directly c, which is f triple dash 3, is also equal to 6. Hence, we have got the value of a equals to minus 5, b equals to 2, and c equals to 6. And this way, we are having the equation. But what we have to calculate f dash 10. That is the question. So f dash 10 is equals to 3 into x square. So 3 into 10 square plus 2 into 10 into a. A we have calculated as minus 5 and b was 2. So 10 square is 100, 100 to 3 is 300. And this will be minus 100 and plus 2. On solving this, you are going to have 202 as an answer. I hope this is clear. So there are more calculation, calculus wala question, but right now I will hand over to Sumit sir, who will discuss with you some question from the physics. All right.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. So moving on to the next question. The next question says, and 4 objects of mass 1 kilogram are kept on vertices of a square of side 2 meters. So let us try to draw a picture. So here, if we just say that this is a square and at the ends you have 1 kilogram masses. So let's say this is 1 kilogram, this is 1 kilogram, 1 kilogram, and again you have 1 kilogram out here. Further, what does it say? Axis perpendicular to the plane and it's passing through one of the vertices. So let's name these. So A, B, C, D. Assuming that the axis passes through A. Okay, so if we assume that the axis is passing through A and it is perpendicular to the board. So this is your board. So it's passing perpendicular to it. We have to find out the moment of inertia of all these points about the axis, about the point A. So how do we do it? So the net moment of inertia is going to be because of the mass at A, the mass at B, the mass at C, and the mass at D. Now, since the point mass is kept at A, so the distance from the axis is 0. So it's not going to contribute any moment of inertia. If you talk about the mass kept at B, now this each side is equals to 2 meters. So this is 2 meter, this is 2 meter, 2 meters, and 2 meters. So for B, the distance is 2 meters. What is the formula? Half mr square. Or if we just talk about the mass, so we have 1 into, in this case, if we are writing it down, so 1 is the kilogram, so 1 kilogram multiplied over by 2 square. If we talk about the mass kept at the point C, so what is the distance? It is diagonally opposite. So what will be the distance here? This is going to be 2 root 2. Weight is, or mass is 1 kilogram. So we'll have 1 into 2 root 2 whole square. Similarly, if we talk about at D, so it's going to be 1 into 2 square. So let's add up all of these. So what's going to be there? So we'll have 4 plus 8 plus 4, right? And the unit for this is going to be kilogram meters square. So if we add it up, so it's going to become 16 kilogram meters square. Pretty easy. Not even going to take a minute for solving this one, right? Okay, let's move on to the next one. It says if at the surface of Earth, the acceleration due to gravity is given as g, then find the acceleration due to gravity at the surface of Earth if the diameter of the Earth reduces to half. So if the diameter reduces to half, so obviously the radius is also going to reduce to half, correct? We know that the acceleration due to gravity on the surface of Earth is given by a standard formula, g into mass of Earth divided by radius of Earth whole square. Earth of mass is, or the mass of the Earth is remaining constant. So it is not changing. The mass is not changing. It is just that the radius is changing, right? So the new radius, if we represent it by r prime, so that is equals to the original radius divided by 2. So what will we get from here? So we will get, let's say, g prime is the new acceleration. So if that is the new acceleration, understand that mass is not changing. We are keeping it same. We are not distributing. We are not using the formula that there is a different mass for a different radius. No, in this case, we are assuming that the mass of Earth is not changing. So in this case, the mass of Earth remaining the same. So we'll keep it as me divided by here is going to be r prime square. So what is that going to be? So this will be gme upon re upon 2 whole square. So that becomes 4 times gme upon re square. So what is this gme upon re square? That is nothing but the original acceleration. So what do we get? We get 4 times g. So the answer is this. So I'm presuming all of you would have got it. You are all intelligent enough, and this is a very simple concept that you would have also studied in grade 9. So it's just an extension. It's a very simple extension of that particular same concept of gravitation. Okay, now let's move on to the next concept. It says a particle performing simple harmonic motion has an amplitude of 4 centimeters, right? So if we say that the amplitude A is equals to 4 centimeters, if we represent the simple harmonic motion at any instant of time, let's say by y, so y equals to A sine omega t plus phi, if we say that this is the general expression of the displacement that we have, right? So this is what we have, and it has a maximum speed of 10 centimeter per second. So how do we get the maximum speed? So let's differentiate this. So dy over dt, if we do it, so that becomes a omega cos omega t plus phi. So this particular factor will be your maximum value of velocity. So v naught, that's the amplitude, is equals to, maximum velocity is equals to 10 centimeters per second. Now what does it say? What is the displacement from mean position when particle has a speed of 5 centimeters per second? So we are given that the final speed is something like 5 centimeter per second, and we need to figure out what is the displacement from the mean position, right? Okay, so we already know that v naught will be equals to a times omega. A is the amplitude here. So this can be represented as 10 equals to 4 times omega, right? So omega, if we find it out, it's going to be easier for us to figure out. the displacement. So omega will be how much? 10 over 4. So this is going to come out to be 2.5. The units are going to be radian per second. Now what we need to do, we need to find out the displacement, right? So how do we do it? It's a standard formula that we use, that is V equals to omega into amplitude square minus the displacement square. V is already given to us, that is 5. Omega, we already know that's equals to 2.5. And then amplitude is also given as 4. So 4 square minus x square. So let's basically expand both of them on both sides. So this is going to be 25. Here we'll get 25 upon 4. And this will be equals to 4 square is 16 minus x square. So what will we get? This will go off. So 4 equals to 16 minus x square. So x square will be 16 minus 4, that is 12. So therefore, x will be equals to 2 root 3. So 2 root 3 centimeters is going to be the displacement that we'll get. That is option 4. Okay, now this is the question that we need to understand it thoroughly. What does it say? A charge Q has, a ring has charge Q uniformly distributed. So you take a ring, so ring is going to be hollow. So if you are keeping a charge on the boundary, there is no tension. It does not have initial tension. Now what is going to happen is that what will be the tension in it if a point charge Q is placed at the center of it? See, here you have capital Q and charge Q, small q. Both are charges. So there, in this case, assuming both of them have the same polarity, that is both are positive, can be both negative. We are not given the signs. Irrespective, there is going to be certain force acting. That will be force will be acting on the ring, right? So there is going to be a tension that will be there on the ring. So what will we do in this case? Let us try to do a construction for this. So for this, let us assume that this is our ring. On this ring, you have a charge Q that is placed. You have the small charge Q out here, correct? Now, when we are saying that the charge Q is localized on the surface, so that means it is going to be there localized on the ring. So there is going to be charge per unit length because we are talking about in the form of a ring, correct? Okay. Further, what we have to do to figure out how much is the force acting, we'll be taking a particular small cross section of the ring. So let's take a small cross section of the ring. So what will we do is this. Let's say we are taking this particular small cross section of the ring. This half portion subtends an angle, let's say d phi. This half portion subtends an angle d phi, correct? Let's try to figure out how much is the charge enclosed. Let's say the charge enclosed is dq. Total charge is q. So we can say that 2 pi, the total angle subtended at the center is 2 pi, has the charge equals to q, correct? Now, if you want to say that how much is this dq, dq subtends an angle d phi. So 2 d phi will subtend an angle equals to how much? It's going to be equals to q divided by 2 pi multiplied by 2 times d phi. So if we cancel this out, so what do we get? We get q by pi into d phi. So this is the angle, this is the net charge on this particular portion which subtends an angle 2d phi, correct? Okay. Now, because there is a tension, so where will be the tension? On the left hand side, let's say the tension is going to be acting like this. Similarly, on the right hand side, the tension will be acting like this, correct? If we take a horizontal cross section out here, this angle will again be equals to d phi. This angle will also be equals to d phi, correct? Okay. Now let's try to figure out the forces. So the force here, there is going to be, let's say, dF and dF out here. If we say that, because there is a cos theta component, so effectively it's going to be cos phi and cos phi. So this is the tension force that I'm talking. Actually, I should be replacing F by T. That will be better so that there is no confusion. So I'm going to write it as T cos phi, T cos phi. These two are equal and opposite, so they will cancel out. And what's going to happen here? There is going to be a component of T sine phi acting, or T sine d phi here, T sine d phi out here. So these are the tension components that we get. Fair enough. We also know, because you have the two charges, they are going to repel, as I initially said. So there is going to be a repulsion, or there is going to be a force that will be acting on this part of it. So let's say this is the force of repulsion that we are talking about. So what is this force going to be? If I just say that this force is dF, because that is acting on this small cross section having, which subtends an angle d2 d phi. So what will we get? This dF will be equals to K. Let's write it as capital K. So capital K, right? Small charge Q, this charge dQ, right? It is on the radius on the surface. So let's say R square. So let's rewrite this dF in terms of this portion. So what will we get? Because dQ is this, so it's going to be equals to K small q capital Q upon phi, and here you will get d phi. As you see, this is balancing the T sine phi, correct? Now, since this balances the T sine phi, so what will we get as a result? So we will say that the net forces, because they are balancing out, will just equate them. So we will say 2 sine d phi will be equals to K small q capital Q upon pi into d phi. Hopefully this makes sense. So what should be the next step as a result? So the next step, we have to simplify this, right? So if you simplify this, because what all did we do? We have kq by pi r square, that gives us the net force of repulsion which is acting outwards. You also have the 2t, the tension component that is acting, right? Why exactly is the tension component acting? Because that is the tension on the ring that is there, right? These two are balancing each other. So when we are balancing it, so what's going to happen? So this part, if we talk about, assume that d phi is very small. So if we assume that d phi is very small, so what's going to happen as a result? We'll just cancel out, or assume that sine d phi is approximately equals to phi. So we'll say that this is approximately equals to d phi. So 2t d phi equals to K capital Q small q upon pi d phi. So d phi goes off. So what will be the value of the tension that we'll get? We can just simply figure it out. The tension, by figuring out, T will be equals to K capital Q small q upon 2 pi. And have I missed out something? I guess so. Yeah, R square. So this should be R square, R square, R square. So this is going to be the value of the tension that we'll get. Hopefully you understood it. Yeah, fine. Kajal, you can take it over.
Sure. So I think we have discussed good amount of questions. I think we can wind up from here. So all three of us can be there at the same time. Whatever final tips and tricks that you want to share with the students, let's do that before we wind up.
All right. So I would say as of now, no, this is your January sessions, everyone. So let's not consider this is the end. Or I would say, at the second time, you should not be very excited. Ki yaar, I have cleared this examination of January session. So let's be neutral on this. Do not get demotivated. Do not get overexcited. What you have to do right now is start preparing for your April session. Whatever momentum you have picked, don't break it. You can take a 1 day rest, but don't think we will take 3 4 days rest, because generally what happens, it's really difficult to pick the momentum. So as of now, you are in the flow of no giving the mock, giving a revision. But once you will sleep, once you will be starting taking the rest, you will definitely enjoy taking rest than solving maths, physics, or chemistry. That's for sure. So don't give yourself rest. Okay, start preparing for your Apple session and best of luck. Stay calm, stay positive, keep working for yourself. That's what I would say.
That was great advice, Sumitra. Over to you.
Yeah. So like Aditya said, so the point is that once we lose the focus, because once we are studying, because we have our board examination, so we'll be studying for that. If once the board exams get over, we do not have that pressure. See, the pressure basically builds out or brings out the best out of us. So do, as Aditya correctly said, that you should not lose the momentum. If you lose the momentum, there has to be an external force. So coming from a physics point of view, you have to have an external force, and then we feel that why exactly everybody is pressurizing us. The point is that if you lose that thing, if you do not keep practicing day in and day out, the reason you are attempting the next exam is to better whatever was your performance in the January session. And for that, you have to keep practicing, you have to keep bettering yourself. If you lose that up, then there is no point, because it's not the ending point. Even if you have got a very good mark, it may be possible that JEE advanced may not go as per your plan. So you have to anyways be prepared for the April session, so that you are better off in your JEE advanced. And similarly, there will be other examinations that you have to keep preparing yourself for. So keep up the hard work. Don't relax under any circumstance, whether it has gone good or bad. Whatever has happened, just forget about it, move on. Do try to make it a better impact in the next examination, in your, whether it's your next attempt or for JEE advanced, if you feel that you have cracked it. So for JEE advanced also, you have to put in even more effort, because it's going to be even harder for the JEE advanced part, right? So that is from my end. All the best for this thing, and keep preparing.
Thank you so much, sir. So, guys, as you already have listened to these expert advices, just make sure that you are keeping your focus at the same time. You will have your boards coming up, you'll have your second attempt of JEE, then you'll have a JEE advanced. So, a lot of things, and in between, you will have other competitive exams as well. So, it's always a good option to keep, it's always better to keep your options open. Give as many competitive exams as possible. JEE is not the only way to get into a good engineering college. We have other aspects as well. Don't lose focus of that also, but definitely make JEE your first preference. So it's just the beginning of your journey. There's still a long way for us to go. So wherever, don't lose your hopes. Wherever you feel you're lagging somewhere, you're getting demotivated, just get in touch with your respective faculties, your respective mentor. They will be helping you out, because we all have gone through the same journey that you're living right now. So we can definitely give you an idea to get going at this moment of time. And for all the other updates, we will keep coming back to you. We'll be meeting you for the 29th discussion, for the 30th discussion, for the 31st month. So we will subsequently keep on meeting you. We'll be uploading the entire session 1 memory-based question in your respective WhatsApp group as well as in our channel. So keep looking into it. Do subscribe, like. Your likes and your subscription is a kind of a motivation force for us to keep us going. So just do that, and all the best to everyone. Thank you so much for your time, guys. See you soon.
Right, guys. Bye bye, all of
Bye.
you.
Bye
We're
everyone.
signing off. Bye bye.